Hey students, today we will be discussing the frequently asked questions in 0620 IGCSE Chemistry Paper 4. Welcome to the library of questions. This is part 1. So today we will discuss the questions related to these three topics, which is states of matter, atomic structure and chemical bonding. Question number 1. State why the isotopes of the same element have same chemical properties. So the chemical properties depends upon the number of electrons, and if the isotopes have same number of electron in their outer shell, this means that the chemical properties are also going to be same. Number 2, why temperature does not increase or decrease during melting and boiling. As we see in heating and cooling curve, that during melting, boiling or any phase change, the temperature does not change. The reason for it is the energy which is absorbed by the particles is used to break the bonds, or it is used to overcome the attractive forces between the molecules. That's why it is not changing. Question number 3 is why an atom has an overall charge of 0? Because the atoms have same number of protons and electrons. Protons are positive, electrons are negative, and they cancel each other out. Question number 4. Why the positive ion has a charge of plus, positive, and why the negative ion has a charge of minus, negative? Why is it so? Because mostly the metals are positive and they lose the electron. So the answer is that X has more protons than electrons. That's why it's positive. And Y has more electrons than protons. That's why it's negative. X has lost electron and the Y has gained electron. Question number 5. Why do gases diffuse? The diffusion occurs due to the random motion of particles from the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. So this is the answer in front of you. Then we have question number 6. Give 2 properties of aluminium metal that makes it suitable for its use in overhead power cables. Now, as you can see in the question, overhead power cables. So electrical cables need the metal should be a good conductor. So the metal is a good conductor, aluminum is a good conductor, plus it is used in overhead cables, so that must be low dense. So the element which is used to make overhead cables must be low dense. Question number 7 is describe the structure and bonding of metals. This is a very common question. In the structure of metals, you will write that it's a lattice of positive metal ions, because metals lose the electrons. So it's a lattice of positive metal ions arranged regularly in the sea of delocalized electrons. So the attraction between positive and negative charges makes metallic bonding. This is a complete answer. Question number 8. Explain in terms of attractive forces between the particles why nitrogen has low melting point. So as we know that nitrogen is a covalent compound which has a triple covalent bond, and nitrogen is a liquid which has weak attractive forces between molecules. So that's why they need less energy to overcome these forces. Question number 9 is why ionic compounds don't conduct electricity in the solid form, but they do conduct electricity in the molten or aqueous form. The answer is that in the solid, the the ions are completely packed in a lattice form. So the ions are not free to move in the solid structure, but they are free to move in the molten form or aqueous form. They can move freely and transfer the electric charge from one place to another. Question number 10 is explain in terms of attractive forces between the particles why any covalent compound can be any covalent compound. The name will be given to you, like in the previous question it was nitrogen, but here any covalent compound can be given and they can ask you that why it has a low melting and boiling point. So the answer is the same, that as it is a covalent compound, so the attraction between the molecules will be weak, so it needs less energy to break. Question number 11. Why ionic compounds have high melting point? It's the opposite of covalent compound. In ionic compounds, the ions have strong electrostatic force between the oppositely charged ions. That's why they need large amount of energy to overcome them. Question 12. Explain why covalent compounds are non-conductors of electricity. Covalent compounds are non-conductors of electricity because they have no mobile electrons and no ions. Then we have the topic metals and non-metals. Question number 1. Which element is found in clean dry air? The element which is found in clean dry air is argon. And which compound is found in clean dry air? So the compound which is found is carbon dioxide. Question number 3. Describe how solid sodium conducts electricity. It's the same answer. The metals can conduct electricity because of free moving delocalized electrons. Question number 4. When group 1 elements react with water, what is formed? So when group 1 or group 2 elements react with water, they form metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Question number 5. When medium reactive metals react with steam, what do they form? When medium reactive metals react with steam, they form metal oxide and hydrogen gas. So you can see the difference. Question number 6. Give 2 properties of aluminium that make it suitable for its use in overhead power cables. Same answer. Aluminium is used in overhead cables because of low density, and it is used in electrical cables because it's a good conductor. Question number 7. What are the colors and physical states of halogens? This question is very important, as it is not only important for P4, but it is also important for P2. Fluorine is a pale yellow gas, chlorine is a pale green gas, bromine is red-brown liquid, and iodine is gray-black solid, which gives purple-colored vapors. Then we have question number 8. Explain in terms of particles why brass is harder than pure zinc. As we know that brass is an alloy and pure zinc is softer as compared to the alloy, because pure metals exist in layers that makes it easy to be malleable and ductile. The layers can easily slide over each other. While in alloys, there are different sized atoms which locks or jam the layer structure and stop the layers to slide over each other. Question number 9. Which giant molecule has a structure similar to diamond? The question is easy. Silicon oxide. That's it in this video. So these are the FAQs for which comes in paper 4, and for part 2 you have to click below. See you in part 2.